Hiya guys, hope you're well. So, if you're like me, hopefully you're not, you probably think that Tissot has meandered along, flown under the radar, and if you're going in the shops, I kind of walk past their counter, but not anymore. They've come up with an absolute, well, is it a classic? A remake anyway from the 70s, I think it is. And the worst thing of all, I'm going to be copying Workington watches. Ugh! What a nerd. And getting a Tissot PRX. I just thought I'd involve you in the decision making process and hopefully you can give me a bit of your advice. Right, I'm Andrew and I'm a watch addict. Right, so if you've been following me on Instagram, you'll know that I've been putting polls out there on which Tissot PRX to get, the white dial or the blue dial. If truth be told, I'd probably go for the black dial, but Francis and Gaye don't have the black dial and I like shopping there. The top blokes and girls and big man Ryan, thank you very much mate, he's sent me both Tissot PRXs so I can decide if I want the white dial or the blue dial. And I've got to be honest guys, I'm a little bit torn, and judging from the polls on YouTube and Instagram that I've put out there, it's got to be said that blue is a landslide obvious decision. Now, judging from previous videos and what I've said, if you watched my Speedmaster video recently, I mentioned how it was such an obvious choice that it put me off. It was almost made it too obvious. No point getting the black dial Seamaster because it's the obvious choice. And again, it's the same with the blue. I think I like something a little bit quirky, a little bit different, but then I tend to get a little bit bored of it as well, which is also a concern of mine. A growing concern because I've sold every frigging watch I've ever bought. But the Tissot PRX white dial, it's obviously not going to be gold, is it, for £590, but it's got a gorgeous looking bezel, gold style markers, gold style hands, and that popped out at me, jumped out at me. I've been screaming about wanting a two-tone for quite a considerable time now, and I thought that could maybe feed my habit for a little while and get that little bit of gold in my life. When I showed it to the wife, all she said was,
It reminds me a bit of an old man business watch from the 80s.
is it really that bad?
No, it's not bad. I do like it. It's very retro, as in an 80s watch, but it kind of looks like it could be from the 80s as well.
So yeah, that was a slightly off-putting moment for me, unfortunately. But I do like it. I do like a crisp white dial. I've got the wristwatch check. I'm wearing the Omega Globemaster today. That's a really nice watch. I've also had the Omega Planet Ocean in white before, and I do like a crisp white dial, I've got to admit. And for me, this isn't about going into the depth of what the PRX is. I'm definitely going to buy a Tissot PRX. It's a 40mm watch. It's got a tapered bracelet. It's got a butterfly clasp. It's got a waffle dial. I don't even know how good the loom is. I hadn't even checked it yet, but that's not the point. I love the idea of an integrated bracelet. It's got that taper that I like. It's a really thin profile. I think it's going to be comfy. Workington Watches rates is really highly, and I think we could be Blues Brothers by the end of this video. Kill me now. So this is a vintage inspired watch. They even use retro marketing to sort of do that. And as I say, it has been previously made a PRX watch, the Tissot, whatever it is, you know what I mean, guys. And I've got to say, it must be, like I said at the beginning of the show, when Tissot, they bring out watches, they're kind of meh. I'm not really bothered about them. There's a couple that maybe piqued my interest, but never enough to go buy one or go try one on. And this has completely changed that. And the guys in Tissot marketing must be kicking themselves. All we had to frigging do would bring out one of his old designs from 40 years ago. So it's weird, isn't it? If it was that good and that fashionable and that popular 30, 40 years ago, they'd have still been selling it for the last 3 or 4 decades, wouldn't they? So things have got to get so bad and so out of fashion and such a distant memory that they finally come back around and then people start enjoying and liking them again. I think that's what's happened with these, really. And I might like it a week, I might like it a month, I might like it a year, but I genuinely feel that it's good enough quality after holding a few now that I'm going to definitely buy one. So tell me, guys, do you think I should get the blue or the white dial? The black would be nice, but I've actually got quite a lot of black dials in there now, so I think the blue up close as well, it's got that bit of glint in the dial, a bit of sunburst, so it's got a bit of character, and I think that might be the one, unless someone out there can change my mind and tell me, no, you're a moron, get the white dial. But I think almost just as important, seems we're on the topic, is it Tissot? Is it Tissot? Or do we not freaking care? And what do you think of them as a brand? I've said previously that they're sort of a gateway to luxury. They're a Swiss made, they do quartz, they do automatic. They're reasonably priced, they're pretty well made, they're part of a larger Swatch organisation, aren't they? So what do you think of them as a brand? I mean, I think probably everyone's owned one event at one point or the other, haven't they? I owned a little 38mm day date once, but it was just too small for me at the time. I didn't really like it. Anyway, I'm waffling on just like the dials. Right, guys, let me know. White dial, blue dial, save your money, you moron. Right, guys, over and out. I'll see you in the next one.